I ended the season Masters, which was he ended the season I think D2.
Yeah, I'm just trying to end the season like D5, -3 LP. That's what I'm trying to end the season on.
Yeah, I got you, dude. I mean, honestly, I mean that's a really attainable goal if you're trying to go for that for. Are you going for that next season or for preseason?
I'll go for. I want it to be next season. Yeah.
Next season? Okay,
Honestly,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm not even like that competitive a player.
Mhm.
I just want to have it just so I can do troll stuff and not have to worry about my rank anymore.
Yeah, I know what you mean, dude.
Yeah.
Okay,
Trying to hit
so.
the Night Blue 3.
Oh my God, the dream.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
sweet.
many memes about
So
I
basically,
yes, that.
what I like to do is, so I'm gonna screen share and then I'm gonna like go over the VOD. Initially though, I'm gonna pull up the OPGG. So I'm gonna start screen sharing with you on Discord, and you can just tell me if it's working okay, because I'm recording and I'm screen sharing. So tell me if
Okay.
you can see my screen all right.
Mhm.
Is it like
Damn,
really blurry or
I was
is it
kind
good?
of on autopilot that game. I kind of trolled. I kind of let me see because I went Predator and stuff too. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
kind of messed around. Yeah.
I experiment
Uh,
with Predator too.
you like Predator? Do you think Predator is the best, or what do you think is the best?
I mean, I experimented with it a little bit. I didn't really like it because it's like not. Uh, I just didn't like it because it's not up as often as your ultimate is. So typically, when you're gonna ulti, you want to be able to have either Dark Harvest or Electrocute
I feel
because
like if you
you'll
take
have those.
Ingenious Hunter, you're gonna have that shit up like really often.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Ingenious
lose a
Hunter with that
slot
is
for it,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna go Predator, typically I'll run Ingenious Hunter.
I don't think I took it this game just because I trolled that hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And as far as runes go, typically, I recommend either Electrocute or Dark Harvest.
yeah.
Obviously, Sudden Impact.
Usually
What?
I run Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Zombie Ward, what is it called? Rav Hunter, and then secondary tree I run Sorcery Scorch with Celerity.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do.
Okay. So what I run is a little bit different, and I'll show you why I run it. So typically, what I will try to go is I'll go. I personally like Dark Harvest, but Dark Harvest or Electrocute doesn't really matter. It's personal preference.
Mm.
So I'm not really going to go into the debate between those two. But Sudden Impact, obviously, that's the best for Rengar. There's no real debate there.
Yeah.
There's nothing else you can do. I actually go for Eyeball Collection over Zombie Ward, and Zombie Ward is really, really good. And if you want to go for that, you can. But I like Eyeball Collection because, okay, so it's the you get at the end of this, you get 12 AD, and then you
Mm.
also get 6 AD. So you're gonna get 18 total attack damage by the end of Eyeball Collection, right?
Mm.
So that 18 AD with your passive multiplying it is going to be 22 to 23 AD. Typically it'll be more 23 because your passive kind of skews up.
Okay, so I
Um,
think this is like the benefit of having like a Rangar coach because I've talked to some people before, right? And
yeah,
they're like, "Oh, eyeball is too greedy." Yeah, I played super greedy before, but now I'm
yeah,
kind of I switched to zombie ward because they said junglers need a ward and all that.
yeah, yeah,
Okay,
exactly,
yeah,
yeah,
I fuck with this. Yeah,
yeah. Yeah, okay, sweet. So I run the eyeball just because that 23 AD, that's literally like a free pickaxe, dude. Like,
Mhm.
and when you get to like late game as Rengar and stuff like that, if you got that extra 25 AD, when you're critting with an IE, that's gonna give you an extra like 70 damage on top of your Q. Like, it's just
Yeah,
ridiculous.
oh, damage.
Um, it's more of a like a mid to late game thing, but either way, I mean, it's pretty good. Ravenous Hunter versus Relentless Hunter. I almost always take Relentless Hunter over Ravenous. The reason why is Ravenous does heal you, right? But the healing is reduced to 1/3 for AoE abilities. So your Q is only going to heal you for 1/3 of that at the very, very maximum 15%. So if your Q is going to deal, let's say your Q deals like 300 damage, right? So 300 times 0.05, that's going to heal you for 15 health. So
Yeah,
that's
that sucks. Yeah.
yeah, that's only going to give you 15 HP. So basically, what you want to do, Relentless Hunter is good because that gives you, for one, 8 movement speed right out of the gate. And that's going to be multiplied by your ultimate's movement speed. By the end of Relentless Hunter, you're going to have, I think it's, what is it? 8 times, I'm bad at math, so 48. So 48 movement speed is
That is
what you're
worth a
going to
lot
have.
more, and it
Yeah.
could you run celerity that becomes like I don't know like
Yeah,
two
yeah.
AD as well too. Yeah.
So, but basically, I just like to run Relentless Hunter because just it gives you that movement speed, and then late game you can sell boots if it gets hyper late game and buy another item, and you can be totally fine because you have Youmuus to Youmuus, um, you have Youmuus to get out of the fight, and so basically what that allows you to do is you can go in with your enhanced movement speed. You lose it when you go in because like your ultimate, your Youmuus, they don't, or your ultimate and your out of combat movement speed from Relentless Hunter, they go away when you jump in. But
Mm.
your Youmuus and your passive movement speed buff that you get after you use an empowered ability, that's going to give you the move speed you need to get out after you do your burst combo.
Okay.
So that's why I run Relentless Hunter over Revenant Hunter. And also, you're not really going to be that much of a like sustained DPS champion, unless you're building for that. But typically, it looks like you're trying to build kind of. This is kind of DPS-y, but anyways, for
Yeah, at the
jungle,
end of this, can I play like a more serious game, and then you can
yeah, definitely, dude,
yeah,
definitely,
and then you'll
of course, man.
this game I think it was like 1 o'clock, and then I was just like tilted after losing my Shen game, so I'm like, all right, fuck it.
Yo, dude, it is all good. Trust me. Secondary tree, I run. I mean, this game, when I go top lane, I run precision, and I actually run this exact thing, Triumph Coup de Grace, just because it gives you the outplay potential, low HP targets, the 15% health back if you get a kill. That's how you get the cool Rengar 1v2 outplays. Well, my screen just went black. Probably not for you, but for me it does. Every once in a while, I have a really bad monitor. Anyways, so for precision or for secondary tree, I run sorcery. And I will
See,
actually.
exactly what I knew. I was on to something, right? But these other guys are like, you know what? Junglers gotta run this and this, and I'm like, I'll trust you on it. But if you go far enough back to like my 20-1 game, that's what I ran before I started changing my stuff up.
All right, here. This is ridiculous.
This is what I usually run.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorcery. Okay. So.
I still have the Rav Hunter, but yeah.
Yeah. I got you. So. Will it show me? Okay. Sweet. So Celerity and Scorch. Now, since I run Dark Harvest, I feel like I need Scorch for early game damage, so I go Scorch. But my second thing that I go is actually Transcendence over Celerity. And although Celerity is good, let me explain why I go for Transcendence instead. So for one, Transcendence gives you that 10% CDR when you reach level 10, which for Rengar, if you start snowballing, is going to happen relatively fast. And also, when you overcap on CDR, blue buff late game, it's going to give you 12 AD. Just from getting a blue buff, which is, I mean, it's not too much, but with your passive, that turns to 15 AD, so that's like a little bit more damage. Now
And I think Celerity is good because it lets you build like Black Cleaver. Like Black Cleaver, I feel like is super good.
yeah, that's what makes Transcendence like really good because you can get that extra CDR. But with Celerity, so you have 345 base move speed as Rengar, right? So times that by 1.04, that means that you're gonna have 358.8. Which is actually, yeah, that's a pretty good amount of move speed. But you can also go Relentless Hunter, and then you get like 353. So it's only going to be a little bit less. Now with Celerity, let's say that you use your Youmuus, you use your ultimate, and you're charging at somebody. You're typically going to have like 550 move speed, right?
Yeah.
So then take away from that 345 equals, and then times that by the, how much is it again? 8%. So times that by 0.08 equals, that's going to give you 16 AD.
I think if you're running at someone, I've seen it give up to like 30 or so. But yeah, it's not too impactful. There's nothing crazy there.
Yeah. Well, with Infernal Dragons and with your passive, that'll go up further. But what I'm trying to say here is that like if you were, and it can go like higher than that. You can obviously have more move speed, but I'm talking like typically what you'll see like mid game. But whereas if you're running the Transcendence instead, if you get like a overcapped CDR, then literally just one overcapped CDR, and then you get 10%, and then you get 12 AD. So, and either way, that extra 10% CDR can be really strong if you don't reach the cap either. But that's why I run that, and I mean it's all personal preference as well. So let's go into this game.
Do you go for a overcap kind of build where you go like, I don't know, Dustblade, Youmuus, Serious Visage, Black Cleaver, and you like intentionally hit like a 60% cooldown?
I actually build uniquely every game. My build is always going to change depending on the game, although my first item and second item typically won't. My third item will typically reflect game state.
I feel like it feels so bad to like think build Bruiser when you're going like Domination Tree.
Yeah,
Because you
yeah,
read like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
CDR from inspiration, and
Hmm.
that kind of makes it so that like I always kind of go a little bit more one track than I'm supposed to.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean. And we can
Yeah.
kind of go over that a little bit as well.
Mhm.
Actually, my next video, I mean, unless this one goes up first, which I think it will, but my
Mhm.
next video I'm probably gonna do on what do I want to say? Why am I not thinking of this? Oh, on building and how to build for situations. So when this
Ah.
game starts, what are you thinking right off the bat? What are you thinking about the lanes?
I'm thinking about the enemy jungler first. I'm thinking like Rammus.
Hmm.
He's pretty strong at level 3, just because like I can't kill him and he can just call lanes to him.
Hmm.
So I want to do a full clear because of that and hit level 4 and just get 6 before him and gank. Usually I would get level 3 if I know the enemy jungler is someone like really weak, like Evelyn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like I can duel her over the what's it called, the Baron pit place. So depending on the enemy jungler, I would probably go right here. I would full clear, but if I was against someone like easy, I can counter gank. I can go blue, wolves, red, jump over, do scuttle, invade him, or go top. That's
Okay.
usually my like route early game.
Okay, so in terms of lane ganking priority, what are you thinking about that? What are you looking at for matchups? What's
I
happening?
almost never try to gank mid. I feel like it's like insanely hard to gank mid pre 6,
Hmm?
just because like unless they're like walk like into range of your jump,
Yeah.
or I think Hex Flash kind of works too. I haven't experimented with Hex Flash too much.
Mhm.
I've seen some people use it, but
Yeah, it's kind of
um,
gimmicky, so I don't really
yeah,
like
it's
it, but
kind
you
of gimmicky
can.
because you have to blow your own flash kind of too.
Yeah.
Um, so almost never gank mid pre 6 unless they really ask for it, like
Yeah.
by
Mhm.
doing something stupid. I look for lots of ganks top and bot, and that's usually how I play it. And if top lane is like even, I don't really gank top. If top lane's a little bit ahead, I'll gank top.
Okay.
Bot lane, I'll gank whenever if they're pushed up or if they're behind. If they're pushed up, I sneak into a bush.
Okay.
Yeah, I just feel
Okay.
like top lane they can survive a little bit better, so I don't go for the lane gank as much.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay, so the issue that I'm seeing right here, like right off the bat, is you're talking in terms of like bot lane, top lane, etc. But
Mm,
you're not taking into account the matchups, it seems. So
mm,
basically, what you want to do when you start a game, very first thing that you do as soon as you get into the loading screen, you say, okay, so what's gonna happen here? So we got Yorick and we have Nasus. Does Yorick have any hard CC?
no.
Does Nasus have any hard CC?
No, not really hard
No
CC,
hard
but
CC.
it's
But
5 seconds.
does he
Oh
have a
yeah.
5 second slow? Yeah, he does.
Mhm.
So top lane, if Yorick is pushed up to here,
Mm,
like to right here or further, it should be like a pretty much free kill. If you
yeah,
go top.
you can run
Or a
away
flash burned.
from him.
So what you need to think of in terms of that is, okay, can I just do a full clear, which would just look like boom, 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 like that, and then you'd smite here at the golems and at the red, and then from there you could run around here and then gank top lane. That's probably what my route would be for this game. I typically will go that route, but it also does depend on the matchups a little bit. Sometimes I'll try to invade. Uh, Also, you need to think about so mid lane. Corki has no hard CC. Malzahar has no hard CC till 6. So kind of think about that. And then bot lane. Bot lane, Tristana has her W. When she gets to 6, she has her ulti. So you got to think about that. You got to say, okay, so pre 6, I can shut down bot lane.
Yeah,
If I,
yeah. After
yeah,
6, it's so hard to get on top of her.
exactly. Especially, also you need to think of it like this: which one of these people scale? Which one of your teammates don't scale? So, where does Corki spike?
Corky spikes at like Triforce Rapid Fire, doesn't
Yeah, so mid game, Corki spikes,
he? Mm.
whereas Malzahar is more of a late game scaler. Um, Rammus is a little bit better late game. Yorick, I'm actually not sure about Yorick. Tristana's better late game. When's Caitlyn best?
Caitlin's best early game, of course,
Exactly.
yeah.
So
650
you,
range is crazy.
yeah, exactly. So that means that you basically need to shut down bottom. Because Caitlyn needs to beat Tristana. So if Caitlyn and Thresh aren't innately winning against Tristana Zyra, because this is a full early game, Thresh is also early, then you're gonna lose
Mm.
the game. So you need to make sure that you're kind of like keeping your awareness about that. So as for bot lane goes, you have I think it's like, isn't it a 0.75 second snare or is it longer? Yeah, 0.75 second snare, on the Zyra, and then you just have the W away from Tristana. But Zyra's super squishy, so she's got 29 armor, 500 HP. So that should be a really easy gank if you like rush to 6 and then gank bottom while they're still level 4. Um, or
Mhm.
possibly 5, but either way that'll still be good. Especially with Thresh with his W to help you in, his Flay to knock them back, his Q to CC them. Caitlyn's got her traps if he lands one hook. So pretty much if you go bot lane and Thresh hits a hook, it's a guaranteed kill, regardless if you're 6 or not. So you need to be thinking about that right off the get-go, and also you need to snowball bot lane. Okay?
Okay.
Um,
I don't remember if I did go bot this game. Hopefully I did. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, I think I did maybe. Yeah.
Okay, so
And
we'll
then
speed it up
I
a little
start
bit.
blue here.
Okay, so typically I don't go refillable either because it gives you a less healthy clear, but let's see how this goes for you.
Hmm.
Oh wait, here, one sec. Let me just check something really quick.
Oh, did I W the 2 autos?
I think you missed it actually, because you only healed for 47 when you should have healed for like 70.
Oh yeah, I
Use your
probably missed it.
yeah, yeah.
I was a bit lazy here. Yeah.
Yeah, no problem, dude. Also, when you use your empowered ability, you auto attack. Your empowered ability that you use on Gromp should be Q, by the way, not W. Um,
Mhm.
but what you want to do is, after you use your Q, you auto attack one time, and then you run back to right here, and then you just kind of you hover back this way, and then once Gromp walks up to be right here, then you walk forward and attack it. If its ferocity bar is slowly ticking down, then you just take it, like click behind it once, and then right click it again, and then that'll stop it because you'll be in range of the leash. Um,
Mhm.
and that's how you clear Grump a little bit more efficiently. You'd probably have another like 100 HP. Um,
Yeah.
so right here you
That's
can,
pretty good. Extra 100 HP is for walking back.
yeah.
That's like a free potion.
So you come back here, empowered Q here as well, because you would have hit all of them. This Q right here would have killed all of these wolves. Um,
I actually empower W a lot when I'm doing jungle. Yeah, I think Q is better now that I think about it. Yeah, if I
yeah.
kill him quicker, it's about the same as healing.
hmm Also, this is also why I like potions better because they heal. This refillable is going to heal you for 250 total. 3
Mhm.
potions heals for 450 total. So you'll have an extra 200 HP at the end of your clear. Right here, you should have dragged this minion out to right here, this wolf, because then
Mhm.
you can auto attack it here, right, and then get a point in your E. What that allows you to do is,
Ferocity, right?
yeah, you walk over here, you walk to right here, and then you E. See, you lost your ferocity right there.
Yeah.
But when you drag it over a little bit more, then you can conserve your ferocity over. You never want to smite the big wraith either. Right here, it might have been necessary because you may have died to this camp. But what you want to try to do is save your smite for red and golems. And let me show you why really quick. Let me toggle off Fog of War. So if you look at this right here, this deals 20 damage every zero point 0.7 well, not every zero point 0.7 seconds, but every 1.3 seconds, right?
Mhm.
So this does 82 damage every 1.5. I don't actually think that is 1.5. It's every 2 seconds. So every 2 seconds, this will do 82, whereas this is every 1.4 seconds, it'll deal 20.
Yeah, it
So
does a lot more.
yeah, yeah. So this does a lot. So the only reason that you would think to smite raptors because these are all deal a bunch of damage, but the damage is spread out, whereas this is more concentrated. Also, the Grump right here, 80 with point 0.6, so this actually deals more damage than the red buff. So you want to save your smite for the red and for the golems,
Mhm.
um, because that's going to give you the healthiest and most efficient clear. Where is Rammus going to gank, by the way?
Ramus is probably gonna go top after 3. Yeah.
Yeah, and you need to be like kind of thinking about that right now because now is the time that Rammus is typically going to gank. Like just looking at where the time is on the game, 2:35. He just needs to clear one more camp. Theoretically, Rammus should have cleared this, this, and this, by the way. But
Mhm.
he should be going top right now because of how pushed up it is. So Rengar early game is reliant on counter ganks, okay? Because if you don't get your counter ganks off, that's the only way that you can really get a good efficient gank. You either do a lane gank or you get a counter gank off. And the reason for that is just because when you get a counter gank, for one, they're surprised and they already used all their abilities killing the other guy or trying to kill the other guy. For two, it denies a gank. And for three, it allows you to get on top of them, which is Rengar's biggest issue in ganks, right? Um, Plus, counter ganks are just really, really gold efficient. So basically, like, if you think about a counter gank, right? So let's say Rammus goes top. This is like almost a guaranteed kill onto Nasus, because if you look at Nasus's HP right now, it's 500. Rammus comes over, his Q deals 100. Then he snares him and he E's him. By this time, Yorick's over here. If he gets his W up, he puts a W up around Nasus, and then Nasus is trapped and he dies, right? How much
Yeah.
gold does that give the enemy team?
That gives, well, if it's first blood, it's 600 because it's 400
Exactly.
and 200.
So
Yeah.
basically, so if they go top, if you right now went straight over here, took your red buff and smited it and stuff like that, if you had potions, right, and then ran straight top, or actually even if you did wolves, uh, blue, wolves, red, and then went straight top, thinking that because you see earlier on that Nasus is pushing in, so it would be more like a blue Gromp red, because once you see him pushing in, you know that Rammus is probably going to gank. Then what you can do is you can infer from the lane positioning that Rammus is going to gank. So you go take your red, you come up into this bush, and you just chill. And the reason why a early game counter gank is so valuable is this. So let's separate this into teams, right? So this team right here, it's pretty much a guaranteed kill onto Nasus, right? That's do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I'm pretty sure he does die level 3 too.
yeah, exactly. So that means that their team gets 600 gold, right?
Yep.
And your team loses nothing. We're not going to count the creeps at all. We're just going to count like the basic stuff. So their team gets 600 gold. Now, if you counter gank, right, and they get this 600 gold by investing time, okay? They don't get it for free. Rammus comes top. He takes time away from farming his camps. So he pays time to get this gold, all right? Does that make sense? So
Yes.
if you go top lane and you get a counter gank off, you're using time, but you're wasting their time, so that's negligible. So like that's like did you take physics?
No.
Well, basically in physics, like if you have mass on both sides of an equation, you can just like mass plus what would I say? Velocity equals mass plus.
Oh, you cancel it out, you mean?
Yeah. The two masses cancel, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, sweet. Okay. So basically the times cancel because you both invest time going top lane. And
Yeah, we both can't jungle.
exactly.
And
Yeah.
money, yeah.
Yeah. So if you end up getting the first blood, which is likely in a counter gank, you get 600 gold. And you take away the 600 gold that they would have gotten because that was pretty much a free kill. So they get 0. Let's say that they had 600 because they were going to gank and get a free kill. They get 0, you get 600. That means that you gain a total of 1200 advantage over the enemy team.
It's
You
like
don't-
a net 1200.
Yeah. Well, it's net 1200 in the sense that you denied 600, so you basically got yourself a 1200 gold advantage because you would have been 600 behind, but instead you're 600 ahead. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why like counter ganks are like the most important thing. On top of the fact that
I
Rengar
feel like
has really good
early
counters.
game Rammus is like surprisingly good at fighting Rengar though.
Yeah,
just
he definitely is.
Like,
Um,
he just sits there, man.
yeah,
He
but-
blasts over.
So, but right here, if you are waiting in this bush, you can kill this
I
guy
can
in a
jump on
jump EQW, because, and then if he flashes away, then it's 1v2 against Rammus. And then if he tries to walk up, these minions all attack him. So basically what happens is, he flashes this way. If he doesn't die, there's a possibility he lets himself die. We're not factoring that in. All these minions are attacking him. It's 1 versus 2 against this Rammus. He hasn't done anything this entire fight. And you'd be higher HP as well, because you would be going, in the ideal situation, you'd be going for the 3 potions. And do you see why 3 pots is, like, kind of ideal now for this kind of clear?
So I would go 3 pots still if I was playing to full clear, because I kind of went into this wanting to full clear.
Yeah.
That's why I went like refill and I did wolves and walked over.
Mhm. Can
Yeah,
you do
and then-
these? Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I think so, actually.
I think I can do this, yeah. Should I heal on this
Oh,
one
yeah,
then?
yeah, you hit
I don't
full.
actually know.
Yeah, you level up so you can do these. Okay. Okay, so he comes down here. That doesn't work, like, at all. It's kind of sad by him. So he invests time, he doesn't get anything out of it. Meanwhile, you're farming your jungle, so you get guaranteed. So farming jungles is really interesting, because that's going to be, you invest, again, I'm going to be talking about, like, investing time a lot here. So you invest time into going through your jungle and everything, right? But at the same time, what that does for you is it gives you gold. Rammus is investing his time more into ganking, so he's not getting guaranteed gold, it's risky gold.
Yeah.
So if you can get a good counter gank off, it denies the risk that he makes. and it puts you ahead. So you're heading towards bot lane here, which is good. Firstly, because Gromp's going to be up at 428
I
to
feel like
430.
jungle seasons flip flop so much because like some seasons like you can perma gank and do catch up XP and all that. And I remember there was a time where if you just hard farmed jungle, you'd be like 2 levels ahead. Like,
Yeah. Here, one second. Let me just see something here.
oh yeah, predator into the bush and just go for that.
I think that you... I mean, she has heal, but because she didn't heal here, you'd probably assume that she doesn't have... I think you kill her here.
Flash snare?
If you E and then flash... You know the E flash combo, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so you E flash, you appear right here, your E hits right there. She'd be like right here. You just have... And then you have the 40% move speed. You walk up. Your Q should be up by now. You Q auto, she dies.
I think I thought about it. Wait, I'm not sure if I do it though. I think
Yeah.
I did think about throwing it.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like a riskier play. And there's a possibility it won't work, but that's one of those things where it's like, it has to be like a split-second decision. But I think you definitely would have killed her there if you had went for that. Especially if you had Dark Harvest, but... so you go for that. The Predator usage was really good there, by the way.
I don't use Predator in the jungle too much, but I feel like it's actually like underrated. I think it's all right.
Yeah, it's not bad at all. It's a pretty good rune. So you know that he just ganked bottom, so you kind of want to either chill here or... Yeah, okay, perfect. It's going to be really hard to 1v1 him, though.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. That's why I'm just like, never mind. Oh, no, I jump in.
So next time you do that, you want to jump first and then use your E. And
yeah,
then,
get the extra frog.
Yeah, that way you get that extra that way you can get your stacks faster. Right here, I mean, it ends up like working out because you just walk away and he walks away, but you take a little bit more damage than you probably should have. So, I get why you went for this camp here because you had the ferocity, but what you want to do is you want to go for this camp. Do you know why?
No.
Okay, so basically, this is what I like to call efficient clearing, and it's what most people that are like, I would say like D5, anyone like D5 and below typically struggles with this. And I see, this is like one of the main things that I see. So basically what you're doing right here is you're locking yourself into a bad position, okay? Because right here, you can either go here, and then you're still going to be high enough HP to do something. Which probably isn't going to be ganking bot, because right now she's low, so she's going to go back. So basically, you're not going to be able to gank bot. So you go here, you can't do anything, so then you walk here. Do you know why that's bad?
You waste time. You start a gromp,
Exactly.
you can just more efficiently
See,
walk over.
yeah, because you lose all the time that you spent right here, and we want to maximize your time. That way you can get just a better outcome. Because the more time you have, the more you can do. Because all the stuff that I was saying about top lane and stuff like that is all investing time. The more time you have, the more time you have to do other things around the map, whether it be farm, whether it be CS or
If I
anything
clear
like
a
that.
little bit more efficiently, then I could use that extra like 10 seconds to walk top and counter gank, or
Yeah, exactly. Or you could use it to go back. Like all these different things that you can do with it. Like either way, it ends up being okay because you go and you take this. I definitely would have went top side rather than go clear that and then walk back. So this is good by you. And then right here you go over for a lane gank, which is good. The issue is that he is level 6 and he's still level 5. And I don't think that he's even going to hit 6 off this wave, which is really unlucky.
I swear Nasus was like crying for a gank at this point. I didn't even.
Yeah. Well, I mean, either way, you end up getting that. You know that you can Q out of that, by the way, right?
Wait, you can just queue through the wall?
Yeah.
I
You
never knew
can
that.
do that with Jarvan's ulti too.
Damn, that's crazy, yeah.
Yeah, if you
I
like.
just
Yeah.
So, I have to like position my cursor outside of the wall, not on champion, right? Because if I queue
Yeah. So like, if
Yeah.
you were like, let's say this is gonna be a pretty poorly drawn wall. Okay, so there's a wall. Oh my god, that's so small.
damn, that's a small ass wall. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she said. I mean, oh shit. Just kidding. Okay, so right here, you're just kind of like chilling right here. You gotta aim your cursor like all the way over here, and you have to make sure that you're like at the edge of the wall, right? Because otherwise, it's like not gonna push you through all the way. But yeah, that's basically how you'd work. That was like the small. The wall's freaking like this big, and I'm like, yeah, this is the wall right here, guys, and
You're adding a little bit more skill cap to yours. You know, if you trap someone in that wall, there's basically a snare.
actually, that's true. Come on, Riot, help me out. Alrighty, so okay, so right here, just gonna go clear this.
I think I get 6 here. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, you should hit 6 off of this. If you don't hit 6, you're gonna be really close. I would smite here, just because then you'll be full HP when you go down here. Yeah, you hit 6. This is a free kill.
Yep. I just walk behind you.
Yeah, you walk behind. Yeah, that works. You had Predator, so you could have walked forward, but this works too. This completely works. That's a free kill. Now, right now, what do you want to do?
I want to do Dragon.
Exactly. Dragon is going to be, like, the key to, like, getting yourself back in the game. Because right now, you're not really losing, but, by the way, you should have pinged Corky to come and help you. I don't know if
I think I ping him soon.
Yeah, I can go back and see if you did. So it's like
I didn't ping him there, but I remember pinging him soon because Malzahar was threatening us, and I'm like, oh shit, what up?
Yeah, you should have pinged like caution on him a ton of times, and then like assist on here, because that would have.
Oh, you mean like to stop his back? No,
yeah.
I didn't do that. Yeah. I pinged him when he got his package. I want him to come over.
Yeah, I got you. Basically, what you want to do in solo queue is like, in situations like this, you need as many people as possible because otherwise, like if Malzahar was smart, he could have came over here and then pressured with his voidlings. Like he's starting to do right now, because see how we can just kind of like pressure like that.
Yeah.
That's what you like don't want him to be able to do. Okay, but luckily the Rammus is slower than a kid with. Okay, never mind. I can't say that on video. So luckily the Rammus is slow, so we end up being able to take this. But if you would, I mean, that's really Corky's bad. But you can kind of like help his thought process along by just kind of like pinging him, being like, "Hey, come over here." And that would have been like the ideal play from him. But pinging your teammates is definitely important because that's one of the keys to winning in solo queue.
Yeah, trying to micromanage your team.
Yeah, exactly. If you can micromanage your team well, like typically I have one account that's like a D5 MMR, but I climbed it through plat with I think like an 80-something% win rate. Just by like micromanaging my team. Like I don't really have the best KDAs on that account. I think I have like a 2.5 KDA, but it's not really about KDA as much as it is about shot calling. So right here, were you gonna? No, okay. You're just kind of going into his jungle. Now, counter jungling is good, and I'm gonna make this like really fast because I already kind of explained a point like this. So let's say each jungle has 650 gold in it, right? That like if you do a full clear, you get 650 gold, right? So you're right here. When you take his Gromp, you get plus 100, and you take 100 away from his full clear, leaving him with oh my god, I can't draw. Leaving him with 550, and you with 750, which is a net difference of 200.
Yeah.
So counter jungling is really important just because of that. And if you had Poacher's Dirk, even more so.
I want to do something with Poacher. I feel like it's at the point where it's so good, but no one is using it just because it's fucking Poacher's Dirk.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
also,
if you look at it numerically, like it gives you 700 gold after 4 counter jungling camps.
Yeah, exactly. Which if you buy that early on, it's a little bit of a sacrifice towards your early, but in the end it works out really well. Just empowered EM here.
Oh, I think I wait for Mal's ult.
The reason that you empowered E here is even though Mal's is coming, right? If you empowered E him here, his ulti doesn't get to slow you for 8 times 8 is what? 64%.
Wow, his ult slows. I actually didn't know that.
Yeah, it slows over time. So if you E him, you get the movement speed buff that allows you to run over this way to kind of juke out the Malzahar. You snare him, so he can't really run at you as efficiently, and then you can run towards Corky, where in a 2v2 you should actually be able to beat them. Because right now, though they're doing okay, you're doing really, really well, and Corky's doing really well. You have some unspent gold, but, I mean, you still should be able to do okay. The ideal call actually would have been to empowered E and then ulti and then run away, because then you wouldn't have had to blow flash.
Okay.
I forgot that you had ulti up. And then right here.
Yeah, I was kind of boned.
Yeah, yeah, that was kind of unlucky. You just had to kind of see if Thresh could get there. I feel like you actually might have. Did he flash to save you? I think he did. I think he's flash lanterned. Yeah. Wait, let's go back and see.
Yeah, I wasn't even thinking about Thresh. Did he?
Oh my god, he did. Yeah.
Oh, so close.
Yeah.
That
was really close, actually. That would have been crazy. 100% he watches your videos and he was like, dude, I need to save him.
I need all my Thrushes to be like that, yo.
That was actually so, like, that almost was so clean.
That's
Holy. Yeah, alright. So right here, you're gonna start heading bot lane. This is good because I think your Predator's up. You don't have your ulti, but Predator is still strong. Um, oh, they have this worded though. About itemization, I'll
Mhm.
typically go for Duskblade and just forget my jungle item. Um, I see
Mhm.
that like in most of your games you go jungle items. So,
Mhm.
uh, what are your thoughts on jungle item, and then I'll tell you why I
Uh,
go Duskblade.
I feel like versus Rammus, like someone with that much armor, the true damage is, very useful.
Yeah.
And they just have a lot of duelists. I was planning on going Bruiser this game. That's why
Okay.
I think I build into Black Cleaver and Spirit Visage.
Okay.
And with Bruiser, I feel like you scale a little bit better with Red Smite than Duskblade.
Okay.
That's kind of my thought process.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. So here's what I'm gonna throw at you, okay? So when you compare the
Mhm.
two items, we're gonna have DB here and then Warrior here, right? So there's
Mhm.
55 AD here, and then there's 60 AD here. So those are like about equal. It's a little bit in favor of Warrior. So that's a little
Mhm.
tiny bit in favor of Warrior. So then we have 20 lethality, which is huge. Warrior doesn't have that. And then you have the
Yeah.
10% CDR, and then 10% CDR, and then those equal out. So those are like the same exact thing. Um, but
Mhm.
this 20 lethality is huge and definitely makes up for the 5 AD. Now, what's really the big thing about this, though, are the two passives. So if you compare the two passives, Warrior, if you get a fully stacked passive off, is going to deal, I think it's around 180 true damage. Is that right? Isn't it like 180?
Mhm.
So it's gonna deal
Uh,
180
be
true.
around there, yeah.
Yeah, if you get like the full charge off, um, and it's gonna do the 20% damage reduction. Who on their team does high burst that you need to use 20% damage reduction against?
Probably Zyra and Triss and maybe Mouse if depending on his build.
Yeah, yeah. But do they have any like assassins or anything that you'd have to use it with, or?
No, not really.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so the thing about that, and you can't use like if Malzahar ulties you, you can't use your smite during his ulti. You can't use any summoners during Mal's ult. Sounds
Mhm.
like a little bit. That's like
Yeah, that's
difficult.
only really the bot lane.
Yeah, yeah. So, but the bot lane, yeah, you could use it against. Now, the thing is with the Duskblade passive. So the Duskblade passive at this level is going to do, I think it's around 150 bonus damage. So already, without even having to get a fully charged thing off, you're going to do 150 bonus damage. You're going to slow 99% for 0.25. So that's really really good. That basically, if you like jump and then E afterwards, that's going to 100% guarantee your E. That's going to make it so you can pretty much guarantee your Q because they literally cannot move for that 0.25. And then your W, your empowered Q won't be able to be guaranteed because that second window will be gone by then. But you will get your regular Q off like 100% of the time. But what's really, really important here is the unseen passive. Now, the reason that this is so important is because let's say that you're going for let's say you're going to lane gank bottom, okay? So I'll actually just clear all this off the screen. So you come, you come and you lane gank bottom, right? So let's say you come in and you just kind of chill right here, because that's like a typical Rengar move, right? You go down like this and you go in here, right?
Mhm.
So what happens is when you go in and then you kind of like chill right there, you're just like hanging out. You're like, hey guys, what's going on? You might be Graves, have a cigar. Um,
I could waste time if I don't have the unseen passive. Yeah.
exactly. If you have
Mhm.
the unseen passive, you 100% don't waste time on ganks ever.
Mhm.
On top of that, you could also, you know how often Rengar sits in like a bush and he's like, all right, I'm just gonna wait for them right here, right?
Mhm.
If you're seen, Zyra can come right here, grasping roots you, ulti you. Tristana hops over the wall, ultis you away if you start getting close to killing her, and then you die, right? But
Yeah.
if you have the unseen passive earlier on, then you know 100% that they're not going to be able to kill you. Because you know that, well, you know that they could kill you, but you know that they don't know that you're there, so you have the drop on them, which is so, so important for an assassin like Rengar. Um, Not to mention just how well it synergizes with your ultimate, because you can jump on somebody, ulti, run away, get the passive back, jump back on them again, use it twice. Um, but I typically will always go for Duskblade first, just because of how important the active is. Does
Do
that
you
make
ever
sense to you?
finish Warrior at that point then? If you do go Duskblade first? I feel like Warrior's only good if you buy it first. You know, like if you buy
Um,
a second item, why not go Ghost
yeah,
Blade?
yeah. So when I'll build warrior will be either as a last item if there's somebody that can like duel me on their team. But like I have a potential of winning against. An example would be like Zed or Yasuo. Where sometimes it can be like a really close fight. So you hit that on them. That way you have, for one sight of them. Like if Yasuo was like running into bushes,
Smashing
if Zed's running
everywhere.
into bushes,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. Or if ZW's over a wall. And not just that, but also because the 20% damage reduction is pretty good. But the early game, the Duskblade is more efficient. And I'll also go Warrior late game if like I have enough gold for it and I'm like level 16, so the jungle camps giving bonus XP still matters. Um, and then later I'll sell it and buy like maybe a Death Stance, maybe a GA, maybe a Black Cleaver, depending on what I don't have. Um, but right here, let's speed this up a little bit. But yeah, use your empowered Q, not your W.
Uh,
For like, because that for one it like uses more time. And for two, if you are gonna go warrior, you're gonna be way healthier in the jungle. Um, like regardless of if you use W or not.
okay.
Uh, Especially early game for Grump, I say using empowered W for like when it wasn't doing as much damage. Here, once. I'm so sorry. I'm like pretty sick right now, so
It's
I have this
okay.
like nasty cough. But basically, what you want to do is when you W'd there, you were only blocking because the Grump it has less damage and less attack speed over time. Um, so basically, you want to make sure that you're using your empowered Q. Your empowered W might be good early if you can get both hits on it. If you had Duskblade right here, you'd know that you were seen, by the way. Which is why
Yeah.
it's just so important. And you'd be able to clear the ward, which would further stack eyeball collection, which is another reason for eyeball. It's just so important. So you're heading up here.
Yeah, Duskblade could kind of be like an investment. If you get it early, you get 180 every ward kill too.
Yeah, so every 90 seconds. But right here, you would get two wards from
Two
that.
eyeballs.
Yeah, exactly. On top of that, though, you'd also know that you're seen right now. Because right now, honestly, if you like went over this way to like, let's say you're gonna counter jungle this, Rammus could be waiting right here, and he could call up like Zyra or something. Zyra could come up, and they could just kill you right here because they know that you're there. With Duskblade, you would know that you're seen, and you'd be like, okay, so where do I go from here? How can I manipulate vision? Like let's say they had a ward right here, right? That would only give vision. Like if they have a ward right here, that would only give vision to like right here. So what you could do is you could be like, okay, I know they have a ward right there. Walk down like this, go like that into that bush, walk like this, and then walk along this edge. And like 100% that gets you a kill. Like if they're like pushed up a little bit, because they'll be like, oh, okay, Rengar went up this way, I'm fine. I can push up.
Ah. I was waiting for this guy to like hook and lantern me. I think that's what he was going for. So I was just here for a while.
Meanwhile, he's like, oh, what's going on? But that's also because they know where you are right now, which if you had Duskblade,
Yeah.
you wouldn't be hovering around. And then you'd be able to go clear these camps right here. Also, if you could have invested... Oh, you had a controller that whole time. You should have placed it right here, because that gives you like a lot of vision, or right here.
Oh, I think I bought one extra by accident. Did you see the one right there?
Oh! Wait, did you
Yeah.
place this one? Is that one?
I placed the one next to Corky.
Oh, this one right here. Oh, yeah, I remember seeing that. Okay, my bad.
And I think it's like I know it's good to buy control wards, so the habit to buy it, but sometimes I shouldn't buy it if I already have one, probably.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, that's theoretically a jungler should always have a control ward on them. I don't do that very often. Just so you know, Predator gives a warning to them, like your ultimate, that you're nearby.
Yeah, like a little. They should remove that.
Honestly,
That's just fun.
right
Like-
here, when she walked up to start clearing that, I would have ultied and ran straight at her. Because when you go on her, she has 1,000 HP. Your Q alone is gonna deal. Your first Q is gonna deal 90 plus 44, so that's 134 twice. So that's 268. And then your empowered Q is gonna deal. Let's just round that to 200. Twice, so that's going to be 600 with just Qs. That's not counting Caitlyn dealing any damage or Thresh. And then your first auto attack's going to obviously crit, you know. But I feel like if you did that, you would have at least burned her flash. Granted, Rammus does come here, but not knowing that Rammus was coming, it would have been the correct place. So right here.
I wanted her to walk him into the bush, but I didn't get the jump.
Next time, just keep your patience and don't even care if they're coming or if they're not coming.
Okay.
you just wait for them to come to you. You can't always like kind of cater to your teammates in the sense where it's like, oh, did you have flash up? No, you didn't. Okay. No, you didn't. I was like, wait, did you? But no, you didn't. It's all good.
It got really blurry for a second. I can't really tell what's
Oh
going on.
yeah. Wait, is it fixed now or?
It's slowly fixing it, but yeah. I can understand what's going on.
Yeah. The issue with that is that Infernal Dragon's spawning soon, and so they could get a good position on it. Unless you start pinging to your team, okay, run to this right now. If you get 2 Infernals, despite how far you are behind, you can pretty easily come back into the game. If not, though, it's going to be really hard. And the reason that it's going to be really hard is just because their late game ADC is doing just as good as your early game ADC.
Yeah.
Which basically means that you're losing. Just because, like, she's going to do a lot more with her items late game than Caitlyn will do with her items late game. Caitlyn's just not as effective when it gets to later in the game. She's still effective, but not as effective as the Tristana. But right now, every single member of your team should be going towards this Infernal. You should have pinged them all towards it.
I think I'm around there, right? I'm next to
you are, but you should be pinging her to stop backing, and you should be going for this right now. If all of you went for that right then, it was actually a 4 versus 2. So you would have been able to take that for free. But you kind of like delayed and you like dilly-dallied a little bit over here. You like went for this instead. And because of that, you kind of like messed up getting that. The issue right here, though, is that Rammus is out-leveling you by 2. And that's because you haven't cleared your topside jungle in forever, which is a byproduct of you wasting a bunch of time down here because you didn't know you were standing on wards. So far, like, if we want to like really quickly recap what we've learned so far, so you need to make sure that you're clearing efficiently. Just one example was when you went like here first instead of starting at this Gromp, and you could have just went like that and then gotten like an extra camp. That's just like one like little thing, but it would have gotten you an extra 100 gold, and who knows if that extra 100 gold could have gotten you enough gold for another longsword, etc., etc. You don't know what that extra 100 gold could do for you. Maybe you buy a control ward with it, and then that control ward reveals somebody that otherwise would have killed your whole team. Okay. So right there, you missed your E, but if you had a 99% slow from Duskblade, that you would have hit 100%, and then from there, you might have actually been able to get an empowered Q out. I don't know. She still probably wouldn't have died, but you would have gotten like more damage off onto her, for sure. So you Predator here.
Here I'm just looking around.
Yeah, you were just like looking to see what you could get, but then it's like they kind of. Wait, did I kill him here? Wow. That was an int by him. Yeah, that was pretty good for you guys. The issue is this thing is still on the board. And you don't see that they're going. Well, you kind of saw that they were going like in the direction, and now you see that they're going in the direction. But if you had gotten this earlier, you would have denied it from them and secured it for yourself, which you could have gotten it earlier as well.
Yeah.
Oof.
I don't know if I jump in here.
Yeah. My build for this game would have been either Duskblade into a Youmuus or Duskblade into an Edge of Night. Because Edge of Night's really pivotal because, for one, so Zyra's Grasping Roots, Tristana ulti, Rammus taunt, Rammus Q, Malzahar ulti, Yorick doesn't really have anything that hits you right off, but all of those things are things that'll like destroy your engage. So you need to build the that to kind of counter it. Okay, so right here, yes, so I was gonna say maybe.
It's kind of an awkward fight, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe you could actually, yeah, if you were still here, you could have. I don't know. I was gonna say maybe you could have flashed over and killed her, but at the same time, it's like really risky. So, but I don't think you have a stack on her yet, which is why it would be like kind of worth it if you could kill her. Right here, this is good though, because you preserve your ferocity. Then you can just go over here, clear this. What?
Well,
oh,
this
I
crazy,
mean, I guess this one, yeah, she's like pretty insane, dude. She's like, oh, dude, I'm gonna jump under turret, 1v2.
I'm seeing this for the first time. Yeah, I don't think I saw like some of these things like that happen.
Yeah, dude.
I didn't see the Malzahar death. I didn't see that jump there.
Yeah, that was a pretty clean jump.
The only thing I was looking at this game a lot was like Nasus because he was always in like a dangerous position. Like
yeah, exactly.
I was just like looking out for him. I remember there's lots of fights that backping this guy, and then he still fights.
It's 17 minutes into the game and he has 129 stacks. Gotta kill me.
Feels bad, man.
Oh my god. Literally end it all. That's so bad. Right here, do you get that? Nice, okay. We don't really need, actually, yeah, let's rewatch really quick just to see what happened there. So you're clearing this. Sword there. Nice. You interrupt that. The good thing about you Eing there is that if you like flash to ulti, you'd have your stacks up so you could just empower W and then run. So that's really good. So right here, you back and you go for...
I think a phage.
Yeah, I think so. This is kind of a... no, I guess that build path worked. Okay. Oh, I thought that you were... for some reason, I thought that you couldn't build phage out of Ruby Crystal for a second. I thought that you were trying to build like Spirit Visage and Cleaver at the same time, and I was like, thinking.
Oh, when I play
no,
top lane, I do CDR rush like crazy though. Like,
yeah, you can do that top lane, especially with Transcendence. Okay, this is really good. This is really, really good. Because if he ultis you, then he can't defend himself from her, and if he ultis her, then he can't defend himself from you. That was really well played. Honestly, you probably should have just taken these here. Now, let me explain why. So right now, you're half HP. You don't have your ultimate. So the way that I like to, because I see this a lot as well, what I like to describe this as is Rengar without bushes and without his ultimate is a Caitlyn with 125 attack range. So just imagine that, because the Q is like your E, her Piltover Peacemaker is like your E, and then aside from that, you're literally useless in a fight. It's like a Caitlyn.
I do have a question about something like this though.
Yeah.
A lot of times, okay, what I usually do, my team is like losing something, I'm ultless, okay? Yeah. If I'm without my ult, usually I will never like join. I feel like this is uncharacteristic of me right here that I go in here. I would just like ignore the team even if we're at Nexus, right? Yeah. Because I feel like I can't defend anything without ult.
You can't.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's what you've been doing then is a really good idea. Like you don't, because what are you supposed to do here? Like all you do is get zoned off.
Because I play top lane a lot too, and I split push, and like my dude will TP, and then I don't have ult, and they're spam pinging me to TP. It's like unless I'm TPing in a bush, like I'm a melee, you know, like I'm just gonna walk up to them.
So, but what you should have done there is, for one, you could have went down here and then soloed this. For two, you could have taken this and then pushed out top lane and got damage on the turret, and that would basically trade some of what they did here for either damage on this turret or a turret kill. And people might be saying, like right now, like people might be watching the video and then being like, well, but then you lose this inhibitor because you're not there. Rengar's not going to be able to do anything for this inhibitor.
Yeah.
Okay, so there were 4 of them that were here, right? Because Malzahar was dead. So Corki was going to come up in time to come and help defend this. So that would be a 4v4. Unless they go in, which they're not likely to do, if there's 5 here, they're not going to fight because Rengar's not going to be... Like, if Rengar's here, then they won't go in and fight. If Rengar's not there, Corki has package, they go in and fight, they lose the fight because Corki's package is really, really strong, despite them having a good gold lead. Because, for one, they're weakened, whereas this team has their fountain right here, so they can kind of, like, heal back if they need to. So, you going here would have been the correct call after you like, take this. Because then you get, like, the trade turret gold onto here, or you go right here, and then from there you can get trade turret gold elsewhere. Okay, so
I don't know if we actually get this. Oh no, we do get it, yeah, I think.
Okay, so you're able to pick this up.
I just want to get a red smite auto on him there, I think. And I can't do much this fight, yeah.
Yeah, this is like, I mean, there's really like
it's
not
just so awkward, you know, without ulti or anything.
Yeah, it's like...
Actually, no, I don't think so, right?
Yeah, so right here, I actually think you could have like hovered around here a little more. Because then, like, because right here, you might actually be able to go in onto the Malzahar. Yeah, I think you actually could have hovered around and then went in, and then went on either Malzahar or Ram. Well, not Rammus, because he has so much armor, it's ridiculous. But you could have went on Malzahar there, and I think you probably would have gotten a kill.
I think I was just playing like extra cautious.
Yeah.
I think I have shutdown gold or something.
Yeah,
so.
and
Whenever I get shutdown gold, I play like such a pussy because that shit is crazy. It gives you like like 750 gold to the enemy if you die. But I think I do
Yeah.
end up still dying. Oh no, I think I'm alright.
Yeah, I think you should live here.
Oh, if he saw that tick, I might have been fucked. But I don't think he saw the tick.
Honestly,
I
right
thought
here.
I thought about jumping on Zyra here, but then I'm like, nah.
Yeah, she's got way too much health. Honestly, right here, what I would have done is, with my ultimate, I probably would have ran down here, taken these, and then backed. Let's see if that would have gotten me killed. I don't think so. No, you would have been fine. And that's just kind of like to optimize your gold per minute. Just because to optimizing GPM is basically like the way that you win games in like the shortest term possible. Because optimizing GPM means you deny their GPM while gaining your own, and you do that by primarily ganking, farming, and using your time efficiently. So basically, using your time efficiently is basically the key to League of Legends. And I've learned that through climbing a lot. Because 3 years ago, I was Bronze 5. Like, hard stuck. And I just started watching and copying Challenger players, and within a month I was Gold 5, and then I ended that season like Gold 3, and then from there I just climbed. Next season D5, next season D3, and then this season Masters. So season 4 Bronze 5 to season 7 Masters. So
Yo,
like, I have experience.
I went
like,
up really slowly. I got like a good head start. I started gold, then I went flat, and I went flat, and I went flat.
Yeah, that's unlucky, dude. And then next season you're gonna be diamond, dude.
There you go. And then I'm gonna go diamond, diamond, and then 3 years later, then I'll hit masters, yo.
Hey, let's go.
I'll win steady, wins the race.
But then the next season you'll hit challenger right away, because you have so much cumulative knowledge that it'll just be ridiculous.
That's true. That's what I need. And by that time, league isn't even a thing anymore.
Yeah, by that time league stops being a thing.
By the time I scale up, it's not even a thing anymore. Yeah, it feels bad.
True.
This Rammus is just like 1v9, dude. Just
Yeah,
remove
Rammus
tanks
is
from the game,
actually
please.
ridiculous.
I want to play Blood Moon mode ranked. No armor items allowed.
Oh my god, that'd be so funny. I would love that. By the
That
way,
would-
another
that would be the
Infernal.
thing.
If you had gotten the other Infernal and then just won that fight here, you would have literally had triple Infernal. Which would have been, like, actually, like, the easiest win of, like, your life. That actually would have been so strong.
I think I go for the Infernal here alone.
Yeah, I would have went for the Infernal, too. The issue is that she's gonna come. But, I mean, if Corki was smart
Am I
and
on a
actually
wood,
came over-
actually? I can't
No, you're
tell.
not.
Okay.
Wait, is that a thing for them or for you? Maybe it is.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is for them. It is for them. I love the fact that she, W, you can, ooh. I think so you can keep running this way here when he showed up.
Yo, Thresh threw a lantern behind him for some reason. I would have lived.
Yeah, you actually would have. That's super tilting.
He protect, but he also attacked by accident.
That meme.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He
true.
flash lanterns you, but then he also just throws a lantern into the wall.
Oh my god. Oh my gosh, he denied the lantern trip with his Q. Holy. That's like a cop like catching the stoner like while he's about to smoke. And then like he takes the like smoke away and then he's like, well, rip, unlucky.
And then he smokes it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
And then he's like, yeah. Oh my god, that's totally what happened too. That's so unlucky.
I think this is GG because we can't defend at all. Like we have
Yeah,
no way.
this
to
is pretty unlucky.
We have absolutely no way to win.
Especially with like them having like a more scaling comp than you, and then you only
Yeah.
having one of the. Plus, they have more infernals. So at this point, it's like, if you can win a good fight, then it's okay. But if not, then I think it's pretty much GG.
This is me trying to finesse right. I'm not sure if I get anyone.
Oh,
yeah.
nice, you do. That's actually really good. Dang, that works really well. You can pop into here. Get just a little bit of damage for that. Hopefully, like.
I wanted him to drag her into the bush. I think.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. it
Yeah,
doesn't
I
have-
see what you mean. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing that you can do there aside from wait here, though. Like, Rengar's
Yeah.
kind of, like, locked into that position. You can just go for that. Yeah, nice. Hopping over that wall. And you know all, like, the Rengar jumps and everything, like, here to here.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, I love when someone flashes over wall top side. You know that top bush where blast cone is, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah, and then you just ward over and then...
Yeah, and then you ward over and you jump, or you jump on
Yeah.
the blasting plant and blast them back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh my god, that's so funny. when I'm on this side, my typical clear will be like just going for this, and then literally just invading. It
Uh,
works
okay,
so
yeah.
often. What'd you say?
When I do that, I actually usually you said don't smite raptors, right? Is it correct to smite raptors if I do red and then insta kill raptors with red? I mean, insta kill raptors with smite and then go blue like that.
Oh, and go to your blue?
No, yeah, go to my blue, get level 3, and then go top and so.
Um, you could do that, but it would still be more efficient to kill the
Kill the blue with the smite.
blue with the smite.
Okay. I feel like without Talisman, Raptors just like fucks you up. Like, I go
Um,
100 machete a lot now. Is it still effective to kind of go Talisman? I remember there was a time where Talisman lets you like kite Raptors and just like.
I don't really like it. I don't think that like raptors typically only cost me like a health potion. It doesn't really do too much to me.
Maybe
Maybe
I'm
I
just.
need to look at.
It always fucks me up, yeah.
I'll try to see if I can look at like my most recent game after this one. And then I'll really quickly just like load up the replay and then show you what my clear looks like. Oh wait, never mind. I can't do my most recent game because Blitzcrank ran over to my red and then queued it over the wall and then they took it.
Oh, that's
Which
unlucky.
actually tilted me, but
I love it when that happens, right? Where the support fucks with you for like 3 levels,
yeah.
and then bot lane loses 1v2, and then you're like, oh, nice.
Dude, that's literally like the definition of what happened. Oh, and Tristana also refused to leash me because I didn't pick her Ezreal.
Ooh.
And so she basically said that she was gonna int the game, and she did. She did really bad, but that
That's a
happens
quality
in every
teammate right
elo, dude.
there.
I think that the Tristana was Diamond 1, so
Oh god.
that's basically like how to get good at the game. Int your teammates.
People
Um,
honestly like don't think like a team in this game, which is like terrible. You know, like they're like, yeah, I'm gonna set him behind. Thou teach him. It's like, yeah, that nigga's on your
Exactly.
team, bro. Like,
Yeah, I
don't
know.
set
It's
him
like
behind.
it's so stupid. Like honestly, but right here, what do you think that you need to do in order to win a game? In order to win this game?
I feel like I just need to stay with my team because once we get cleared, we just lose. If we lose mid inhib, I don't see a way where we can ever like. We're never gonna leave our base if we lose mid inhib. So I just really don't want my team to die.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
So
why I'm just hugging like these two.
yeah, yeah, I see what you mean. So right now, your win condition is Corki popping off in a fight and Caitlyn doing pretty well in a fight, with you and Nasus being able to body block and Thresh being able to protect. So your job right now is to either kill the Tristana before she can DPS down the Nasus and Thresh, to kill the Malzahar or get Malzahar's ultimate so he can't either use his ultimate on Corki or kill Corki through other means. So you either take the Malzahar ulti out of the game, or you kill Malzahar or kill Tristana, and that's your job. So you need to kind of ask yourself, okay, what's my job? What do I need to do? And that right now is what you need to do in this game.
Yeah, I usually like when I go bruiser, I usually just want to go for snares, and just like let them just shoot people. You know, like
Yeah, exactly.
that's what I kind of do.
The only issue is that with that right now is that if Malzahar gets on your Corki with an ultimate, you lose the fight. Or if Tristana, oh gosh. Let's see how he died right there, really quick, because I was watching on you. He's right here. He has his W, and he doesn't W over the wall. That's how he dies. If he W'd over the wall, he would have been fine.
Yeah, Nasus would have been there too.
Right here, she should die though, or actually, she'll probably just blow her ulti. But oh, never mind. He comes over here. Might be able to go on her. Yeah. Nice.
I think I do a pretty clean play here in a sec, if I remember correctly, or not, or I feed.
Yeah,
I
you
can't
probably
remember.
should run up here, and just kind of, because right now you're like so I would say right now, looking at your mini map would be something that you have to do before you go in and after. That's what I try to do, because that gives you an idea of what's happening on the map, and you would have seen these guys top. So after this fails, there's no bushes here, but there are bushes that are up here. So if you come up this way, then that means that you have a position where you can jump on somebody and get a gank off, right?
Yo, our base is fucked.
Yeah, your base is like getting destroyed right now, dude. This is super unlucky. Yeah, and I think you guys lose here. Okay, so what did you learn from this replay? I want you to summarize it, and then from there I'll like clarify on like some of the bigger points.
I feel like I could have cleared a little bit better.
Mhm.
Clearing a little better. What else could I? What did I learn specifically? I learned some interactions with Dustblade early game and its uses.
Yeah.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of some fights where I should look at the minimap more. Like that last fight there, I could have ran up top and tried to chase Malzard through a bush. I think Tristano's right behind me though. I don't remember.
Yeah.
What else could I have done? I can't really remember too much. What other shit did I mess up on?
Okay, so let me wait, let me clear this. So let me write it all out. So first would be here, I wonder if I can make this a little bit bigger. What do you do a little bigger?
I should like usually how I look at my path in the jungle, right?
Yeah.
Is I look at the enemy jungler. I should see what my lanes are doing and then optimize it kind of like that. Because I had kind of a one-track mind. I'm like, okay, I said I was going to full clear. Instead, I should have seen that my top laner was pushing pretty hard and then subverted the full clear for a level 3 and then go top with him.
Exactly. So efficiently clearing, don't waste time, path efficiently. We saw that a couple times. Also, farm rather than waste time. When your ulti's down, farm. There was a bunch of times when this was up and your ulti was down and you were trying to gank bot lane or something like that. Clear this. Do a clear, like a down sweep, like that. Clear through all these. That was such a weird sound effect. So
that's the optimal down sweeping sound.
Yeah, it was like so. You clear through all of these minions, right? And then you get, for one, you get a level, pretty much, guaranteed. Then you get like the 350 gold that comes from golems, red, and then this. And then you get to gank bottom not only with the red buff, but also you get to gank bottom with the ultimate up. So you get ulti up, you get red buff, and then you can gank bottom with that, which is huge. So let me put down some more notes. So clearing efficiently, don't waste time, path efficiently, optimize clear based on enemy jungler. Look at minimap before you go in. What else did we learn? Look for dragons, ping teammates. Shot call for teammates. If you don't shot call in like lower elos, even in higher elos, your teammates are going to do things that aren't correct. Even if they don't do it right, it's not an excuse for not trying to shot call. And you can't really play ranked with the mindset that you're like going to like fail. Like your shot call, you have to play with confidence. So, and if that was the issue, then that would be play with confidence. Would be one thing that I was saying.
I feel like I only remember the shot call when it comes to Baron because I know so many people fuck around after they kill the whole entire enemy team.
Yeah, exactly.
So I should like do that for dragons and stuff too. Like when we like killed them 3 bot, I should have pinged dragon instead of like Corky back.
Exactly.
And yeah.
But yeah, I recently played a game that I thought that I like masterfully shot called, and I'm actually gonna upload that on my YouTube tomorrow or sometime tonight, one of the two. So if
when did you start YouTube and
3 weeks ago?
Yo, you're on a good movement, man.
Yeah, I got a little under 2K subs so far.
You're gonna get there, man. All right.
Hey,
we need some more Rangars in the community.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I'm like, if you look at my videos, like they're all educational content and stuff like that. Like I
haven't got time to watch too much of them yet, but I see you have some like coaching and all that. Like
yeah.
They seem to be like very, if you're looking for them, you'll find them, which is good.
Yeah, exactly. And if you have any video suggestions at any time, I'm taking suggestions from as many people as possible. But I actually have a lot of videos that match up with these topics that you're having issues with. For one, optimizing clearly. The look for dragon and ping teammates and shot call for teammates. I have a video that's coming out about that. I'll probably make a video about playing with confidence and looking at minimap before you go in. And one thing that you can do is you can coach yourself, which is also going to be another video that I probably have out within the next week. And I can't go too in-depth because it's going to be probably like a 20-minute long video. But basically, like, the key is basically to just watch. At the end of each game that you lose or feel like you played bad, just watch it over really quick. And here, I'll write this down for you. When you lose, do a quick VOD review of only deaths / shot calls and look at why they failed. 5 to 10 minutes. At the end of a long session, do a full review of a bad VOD. Ask yourself what happened and why. Take notes on 1 to 2 things at the end of each game. So basically, let's say you're going to dedicate like 5 hours to playing League at a time, which I'm pretty sure for you it's reasonable, because for me I dedicate 5 hours to playing League at a time. So basically, when you lose, just do a quick VOD review of only deaths or shot calls. That takes you 5 to 10 minutes. Writing down 1 to 2 things at the end of each game, that takes you like a minute. So total, that's going to be like 11 minutes max that you take out of your time. So that's going to be like costing you a game worth of time at the end of the session. But what you gain out of it is you most likely won't make the same mistake next time. Because you'll think, like right now I have literally notes all over my desk that say different things. For example, ban Vayne, she's OP. Ban Fiora, she's OP. No, I'm just kidding. But like one example that I have up right now is don't panic flash. Should I go in with a question mark? Focus on bot or mid question mark, or do we have a top lane carry? And those are things that I have like up right now that I'm looking at constantly, because those are things that I need to improve on. And once you get these things down and you realize, oh, this is my weakness, you can literally play a game thinking only about that. Also, try conscious commentary, which I'm fairly certain that you're very used to, like commentary over what you're doing, but try to explain it as in-depth as possible. Like saying, oh, I'm going to go for my wolves here. Say, I'm going to go for my wolves here because I was going to go for Grump, but I see that their bot lane leashed. Their jungler's probably going to go for a 3 camp clear. So if I go for my wolves here instead of going to Grump, and then I go for my red, that means that I can be in position top lane for a counter gank before their jungler gets there, and then I can get them from surprise. And then you saying that, you'll know why you're doing it, so you'll know that it's bad. Like you can say, oh, I'm going to go clear my wolves here. Wait, why am I clearing my wolves? I want to go and clear my Grump because there's no reason to clear wolves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of reinforces what you know and brings up your past knowledge again, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then, plus, the more you talk about something, the more you learn it. Like, I'm not going to go super in-depth in it, but there's something called a Sohari window, and it's basically like unconscious, and then unconscious competent, so you know that you're bad at something, but you don't know how to do it. And then there's conscious competent, which is basically like, you know that you're good at something. You know that there's something and you're good at it. And then there's unconscious competent, which means you know that there's something and you can do it without even thinking about it.
I need to spend like a day just saying to myself, I'm challenger, and the next day, boom, I'm good.
Yeah, that's how it works, dude. And then if you kill I'm a cutie pie in his fountain twice in a row, then that means basically that you're rank 1 because you killed the rank 1 player, so...
That's true.
Give me rank 1, please. Just kidding.
You killed the rank 1 player in Fountain, too. Did the rank 1 player kill you in Fountain? Nah.
Nah, dude. I think one of the times he did because he had auto attack on. But the other time, no way. That was such a funny game, dude. Twice in the same game. It was hilarious. But yeah, so that's basically the VOD review.
I'm shocked you even like went for that still. Because after like the ult nerf and like kind of crazy stuff, I only go for like that shit in like normal games and stuff. I don't like go for that crazy of a stuff.
The funny thing is I only had 5 kills.
You only had 5 kills?
Yeah.
That's
ridiculous.
Rengar for you though. Like if you land your combo, and that's like a really easy spot to land the combo because usually people are AFK for 2 seconds. So you have a 2-second stun at the start of your combo, basically.
Exactly, it's ridiculous.